January 17th is when we take a look at Clyde Tombaugh. He was born in 1906. His actions and efforts greatly changed the course of my life, as we will soon see. As a young man, Clyde had dreams of going off to college, to study the sky, and all that was in it, but a crop failure on the family farm stopped him cold, so he got to college another way. First, he discovered Pluto in 1930, and he is the only American to discover a planet in the 20th century, and he is the only person to discover a planet in that 100-year stretch. When you are a high school kid who discovers a planet, the sounds of doors unlocking can be heard across the nation. Everyone wanted Clyde on their team. But how did he discover Pluto? It started with the initiative that he put forth. No one asked him to do the things that he did, he was just tenacious. He just thought things up, and then he did them. He wrote letters to astronomers, detailing the observations that he made with his homemade telescopes. About his telescopes, he used worn-out farming equipment to make them, or he used other things that he found around the farm to make the things that he needed to make astronomical observations. No one taught him how to do these things, he just read a great deal, and he problem-solved. Even if something did not work out well, he stayed after it until it did. Remember, he didn't let something like a crop failure keep him from moving forward. The astronomers thought that Clyde was a scholar by the way that he wrote, and what he wrote, so he was offered a job at the observatory. When he got there, and the scholars learned that he was just a high school kid, they put him to work in the kitchen, and doing things like going into town to get the mail and supplies. They allowed him to use the equipment after they had gone to bed, and that is how he discovered Pluto. That's also when he started hearing the unique sounds of opportunities unfolding before him. To others, it might have just sounded like more work, but to Clyde, it sounded like the smile on the Mona Lisa. He meandered from school to school, and finally became the big cheese at White Sands Missile Range, where he eventually decommissioned a few missile silo tower tops. One of those tops landed in an alley in a small North Texas town. That's where I stumbled upon it, and I thought to myself, however it is that this got here, has to be an interesting story, and I set out to find how that happened. I found the man who was responsible, and we became fast friends. The late Tom Noe was a mentor to me in many ways, for a few decades, and all because Clyde's dome had landed where I would find it. The dome is now at the Three Rivers Foundation near Quanah, Texas. When a person discovers a planet, she or he gets to name it, and Clyde selected the name Pluto for many reasons. 1. It was suggested by a young lady from England, named Venetia Burney, because the Roman god of the underworld was called Pluto, and 2. It was also a way to honor the man who founded the observatory. His name was Percival Lowell, and thus his initials were PL, and these were the first two letters of the name Pluto. There is also an obscure theory about the naming of Pluto, and the Latin name for chicken. Perhaps we will explore that another day. Tombaugh has a few extraterrestrial honors. First, the giant ice heart that was discovered on Pluto has been named Tombaugh Regio in his honor. It is about half the size of the United States of America, and some of Clyde's ashes were on the spacecraft that visited Pluto. Encourage tenacity.